Steve with the big fucking winner chicken fucking dinner. Ladies and gentlemen, it was in fact... I'm fucking watching you, whiteboard. I'm watching you. It was in fact a fork. A fork was in fact what was in the box. A fork. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a fork is what was in the box. Well, Rev, if you okay. So, Rev, we are Americans, and we are look at that. Oh, Kush, look at that. Okay. BBT, what's going on? Kush, isn't that great? I don't know if the sound effect came through. Did the sound effect come through? It should have. Oh, that's right. It probably did. So, anywho, right? So us Americans, no sound. And that goes with it. I'll just have to reconnect the wire or make sure it's working, which it should be. But anyway. You chose not to guess? Okay. All right. So us Americans, thank you, Steve. Thank you. Us Americans are one of the only cultures on the planet, okay? Are one of the only countries that use a fork with their right hand, okay? Because when you set a table, you set the fork on the left. So it's left side fork, plate, knife on the right facing in towards the plate, and then a spoon on the other side. Right? Yes. See? Yes. So, normally what you do, I learned this in French class in high school, is you hold your fork with your left hand, you cut, and then you eat with your fork. Your fork should never technically leave your left hand. By nature, it should never leave your left hand. Proper, like normally eating. Else. You normally use your left hand because the fork is placed in your left hand on the table. Just because you switch your hand doesn't mean that's a bad clue. We are the only country that uses a fork on the right hand. So don't tell me this normally clue bullshit, Rev. Thank you. We Americans are uncultured because we go like this when we eat. Ready? We do this when we eat. Come here, fork. We take the fork, right? We cut with a knife. Then we do this. Put the fork down, switch hands, and then eat. Right? That's what we do. You know what everyone else does? You cut. See? Cujo and fucking Rev, you're dying on this hill. You're dying on this hill. As a fellow American, I can also tell you we are uncultured and we do it improperly. All right? Rev, yes, they are simple. We're the only country that doesn't do this. We're the only country that switches hands. So... Oh, and Rev, to go back to your other answer, a knife? How do you find a knife in the road? It's a fork into the road.
Image.
Clue is not bad. Stop it. No, stop it. The clue is not bad. All right? Clue not bad.
Mitch.
Get better clues? Those clues were amazing. Those clues, dare I say, were valid. Beyond valid. Beyond.
Cujo McFly says, the clue was bad and you should feel bad.
Left hand, he knew it was fork. It doesn't get simpler than that. Fork in the road, used with your left hand, better made by hand, because when you see a fork being made by hand, it is far...
Steve Jacko says, clue was very good, very nice.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you. I think Steve actually got this one on his own. Okay. You've never seen a handmade fork? All right. All right, Rev. All right. All right. All right.
Super Comic Guru allows this.
Isabel, welcome on in. All right, Rev. Just because you've never seen a handmade fork doesn't mean they don't exist. Just because... What are you talking about? Those clues were amazing, Rev. Jumping in to remind you to hit the like button.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Rev didn't guess the answer, therefore clues are shit. I get it now. It makes logical sense. It makes logical sense. When Rev doesn't get the answer right, he gets so salty that he claims the clues were bad. No, see, Cujo, that's the problem. The only reason you guys think it's shit is because we, as Americans, have always switched our hands. So, Kush, the clue that they said was bad was the fact that you have to, that normally you hold it in your left hand. Because we as Americans do not hold our fork in our left hand. So when I say normally, that doesn't mean everybody. I don't understand how the clue was shit when... Okay, Cujo, when you set a table, what side of the table does the fork go on? What side of the plate does the fork go on? What side of the plate does a fork go on, Rev? On Rev and Cujo? What side of the plate? What side? What side? What side? What side? What side of the plate does the fork go on? What side of the plate does a fork go on? What side of the plate does a fork go on? So, Rev, you've only ever seen machine-made forks? There's only ever been forks invented when machines were made? Before machines was made by hand. If you've never seen... I don't think I have one. If you have never seen a handmade fork... Yes, but Cujo, what side of the plate do you put your fork? You mean to tell me you put a knife, a spoon, and a fork all next to each other on the right-hand side? Come on now. Come on now. You're smarter than that. You are smarter than that, Cujo. You're smarter than that. You are way smarter than that. You put all your stuff on one side of the plate? So, okay, Cujo, when you cut food, you hold your knife in your right hand, and what hand do you hold your fork in? Your right hand? That doesn't make any sense. We can't afford food that needs to be cut. That's not an excuse. That is not an excuse. AB, up, down, left, right. As someone who is ambidextrous, I have never used a knife with my left hand. All of the cheat codes. Thank you, Azza. Welcome in, by the way. We're arguing. Okay, Azza. I'm not asking you if you have a handmade fork, Rev. I am saying they are better handmade than they are machine-made.
This chair wants you to do the important thing. Hit the like button. Also, share and subscribe while you're at it.
Handmade forks, because my wife is an art teacher. My wife has a degree in metalworking and fine arts. I have seen plenty of handmade forks. Awesome. Awesome, that was Thursday. That was Thursday. It all started because my whiteboard said tacos are a sandwich. I said tacos are a sandwich. And then it started a whole mass long conversation of just random stuff. See? Ozza agrees! Ozza is new! A taco is a sandwich! Thank you! Ozza, you are awesome! Welcome in! I hope your Tuesday is going incredible! Alright, so Ozza, a little bit of backstory, okay? Every stream, I have this what's in the box game that we play as a chat, right? So there's a little box, and there's an object inside said box. Every 15 minutes or so, there's a clue that comes, okay? Right? There's a clue that pops up with clues to what is in the box, okay? Today's clue, Rev, they are phenomenal, okay? The only reason why you think it's a bad clue is because you didn't guess the right answer. And I don't know what part of the world you live on, but one of the clues is you normally hold it in your left hand, and the object was a fork. I have two people here, myself being an American, Rev and Cujo, who are also from America, who are also uncultured because we're from America, and we switch hands when using a fork. When the entire rest of the world has been trained to not switch their hand while holding a fork. Because you hold it with your left, you cut with your right, and then you eat with your left hand. And then you turn the fork this way and push food onto it if needed. Or you use a spoon, which then you hold in your right hand. So you hold a knife and spoon in your right hand, and you hold a fork in your left. They're uncultured as an American, so they don't know. Normally held in the left hand, normally used with your left hand, they think it's a bad clue. Because when I was in high school, I was taught in any other culinary class and my foreign language class that you use your fork in your left hand. That's not a terrible clue. That's not a terrible clue. They are. They're way cooler. Look how boring and stupid this fork looks, right? If you go to any museum and there's a handmade fork or handmade cutlery, it is way better. There's more detail, there's more precision, there's more things. There are people who actually hand make forks and make an absolute killing doing it. Just because you've never seen one doesn't mean they're not cooler. Just like because you switch your hand doesn't mean other people don't use their left hand. Just because you aren't familiar with handmade forks doesn't mean the clue is bad. It means you are not cultured. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Because every time someone shits on my clue about when I say normally held in your left hand, people go, well, I use the fork in my right hand. Yeah, that's you. That's not normal. We are not normal for switching our fork hand. I will not be the only one to tell you that. There are people here that live on other parts of the world that will say we are weird for using our fork on our right hand. Thank you, Ozza. Thank you. If you know what code this is, what code this is. Again, you're loving this right now? Ha! Got him. Just because you use your right does not mean I'm looking forward to the YouTube video. Oh, this whole segment will be on YouTube. Fucking hell yes, it will be. Actually, no, it'll be on my Trovo space. I'm not putting this shit up on YouTube. This will only be on my Trovo space, so that's your fucking fault. Again, just because you have never had a piggy bank that doesn't have rubber on the bottom does not exclude the clue from being a valid clue. Stacking them. No, I just know that you are not supposed to use your fork with your right hand. And I only said normally. No, this is actually from Sonic, from the original Sega. So you do up, down, left, right, hold A, press start, and you get to the level screen. So you can pick whatever level you want to go to in Sonic. Just because we are the only country that uses our right hand does not mean the word normally doesn't fit. The word normally means does it minus a small select group of people. Just a reminder, hit the like button. To be universal. Okay? Generalized clues. They are universal. Normally use your left hand. We're the only people that don't use our left hand. Use your left hand, you would not have gotten it anyway, right? Right? So it doesn't matter what the clue was. If I said left hand and you meant fork, you would have not understood it. So I'm going to exclude a clue because two people don't know that we're not supposed to use our forks in our right hand. Come on now. Come on now. You are the only two people that think that clue is bad. So again, if 90% of people think the clue is good and 10% think the clue is bad, it's a bad clue. It's a good clue. You just don't think it's a good clue because you didn't understand it. That's not my fault. If I had a mirror, I would be looking at it and say, look in the mirror. By the way, I love the in the box. In the box is like the most fun thing because apparently I have to have the most pinpoint accurate things, like the first clue. The word begins with note. Second clue, the word ends in book. For people to be like, oh, that was a good clue. Either way, if 55% of people say the clue is good and 45 say the clue is bad, the clue is good. If I had everybody in chat saying, oh yeah, no, forks are supposed to be in your right hand, that's a bad clue, I will bow down to chat and say that the clue was bad. But only two people out of everybody watching me says the clue is bad. Therefore, majority say the clue is good. For every like button hit, a part of my hair goes back to normal. Please, I can't go on living like this. Okay, I will thoroughly admit shuffle was a very weird clue, okay? It wasn't necessarily the best clue. It made sense in the grand scheme of things, but yes, that clue could have been better, okay? Yes, that clue could have been better. Fork in your left hand is a very, very good clue. So don't come out here and tell me my clues are bad. Oh, it was my fork hitting the table. Okay? Don't come out here telling me my clues are bad when 90% of the people in here say that clue was fine. That's not a me problem. That is a you problem. What was a good one? Okay, here's the other one. Okay? So there was 5 today, right? There were 5 clues today. I can't trust that math? Well, you know what? Math. There were 5 clues today, so let me go over the other clues because people don't know how to let a fucking a thing die because they're gonna argue with me that the clue was bad until I give up and continue playing the game. See, because they don't win points for getting the clue. So they're always going to argue that the clue was bad because they didn't win. So there's that. All right. So the other clues, right? So there are 5 clues total today. I think we saw 3 of them, if I'm not mistaken. Found in the road. Found in the road. Yeah, yes, that was a bird. I have an African gray. And he's very loud. Multi-prong attack. Right? That's just a fact. And that is a fork. You cannot sit there and tell me.
Steve Jacko says, I have 2 poof redeems.
Thank you, Ava. Thank you. Technically, they're called tines, but like prongs of the fork. No one calls them by their real name. Let's be real. Sorry about me. That's okay. I'll just. I would love to get the bird out, but I would lose a finger. Thank you. The clues point to a fork. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will take my validity card back.
What's your favorite part of this video? Let me know in the comments below. If some parts made you laugh, I want to know about that too. I have fun making these, and I hope you enjoy watching.